Hello everyone, Kristi here, and although this could be considered drama, I actually think it's a bit more important than that, because what happened to me could happen to somebody else, and I think it's important to look at maker support and their business practices, because they seem to be very, very fishy. As you guys are probably aware, Bering has an ongoing sexual harassment campaign character that he uses against me. In addition, even when he's not making videos directly about me, for instance, he references me, he put my picture in the thumbnail of the Mythicist Milwaukee conference, even though he was talking to the organizers and it had nothing to do with me. I was objecting to it.
It actually does have something to do with you, Kristi, as you were contacting the group that was hosting MythCon and trying to get MythCon shut down. They had chatted about it in the live stream, and thus Bering used your image. So it did have something to do with you. So Kristi Winters is claiming that Bering is harassing her once again, and she actually has an ultimatum for him at the end of this video. So we're going to go through point by point, and I'm going to debunk every single one of her claims, because this is one of the most ludicrous videos I have ever seen Kristi Winters make. I'm going to try and stay as calm as possible till the end, because there's a lot of points I want to get through.
So he uses my image often to provoke his fans into hating me. And so this ongoing harassment isn't just about how many videos he makes about me directly, but also how he talks about me online and the lies he spreads. You know, he's been spreading this doxing lie for over a year despite being proven wrong and nobody believing him except his loyal fans. So I get ongoing harassment. Well, it's time to debrief you on Operation Shiny Object. So I think it was about February of this year, I kind of posted a joke in a group I'm a member of saying, oh yeah, we should do Operation Shiny Object, which is in order to get Bering to stop harassing these small feminist channels and these small feminist YouTubers, we should just, like whenever we make a video that's critical of Bering, that's Bering bait, because he's going to take it. And there were several of us who basically were willing to handle the harassment of Bering's fans. Sorry, I'll clear my throat. Ready to handle the harassment of Bering's fans because we were basically being human shields.
Now, I love how you're saying you're being harassed, Kristi, when you have led a campaign for over a year to try and get Bering to target you with videos to apparently leave other YouTubers alone. Now, I don't claim you're being harassed whatsoever, but if you target someone and try and get them to make videos on you constantly, and they do make some videos on you, you can't then claim harassment. And he is not the one that is trying to get you defunded, deplatformed, and lying about you just continuously. Kristi Winters has so many just shockingly bad lies in this video that I'll be debunking with videos from either herself or Bering, because she has just gone completely off the deep end with this one.
Combine this with the fact that Patrick was, and he's got a channel called Patrick, right? That's his name. He put it out there, so I'm not going to, that's not an equivalent of using a sexually demeaning slur. Patrick got banned from Twitter. And from what he said, he's lost about 80,000 followers. I'm sure that hurts, but then again, he broke the rules. And he got himself suspended, he got himself off Twitter.
And Kristi Winters started tweeting.
What a wonderful world.
This is Kristi's tact that she uses throughout this entire video. She does something wrong, and then she blames Bering for it. Kristi, you've been contacting Twitter for months trying to get Bering banned. James Allsop was just banned for no apparent reason. Just getting banned off Twitter doesn't actually really mean anything anymore, especially when you've been contacting them for months.
Nobody did it to him. He broke the rules. It was reported. Twitter decided, yeah, you keep breaking our rules, you're out of here. You're permanently suspended. Despite the fact that he shouldn't have a second account, Patrick opened a second account, but it only has about 8,000 subscribers, or followers, I should say. So he's probably not that happy. He recently joined this new funding site called Maker Support, and this is what brought it to my attention, was that Maker Support is sending out promotional material advertising Bering's channel under his not allowed second account after having been permanently suspended from Twitter. The more viewers he gets, the more people get introduced to his abusive, insulting, sexually demeaning character that he's created about me, and the more harassment I get.
It's called a joke, Kristi. Get the hell over it. You are the one that is trying to get him defunded, deplatformed, and have lied about him continuously throughout this video. And that's your main issue, isn't it? They are promoting Bearing, thus he actually might get some more followers, and you just can't have that. If it helps Bearing, even if it doesn't hurt you whatsoever, well, you can't have that, can you, Kristi Winters?
So, the beginning of the story is, I decided to contact the company. And what did I say? Actually, I'm happy to put this out here because it's completely innocuous. My question initially was to say, hey, do you know that this guy has threatened me? And I'll put a picture on the screen where it shows Bearing Patrick saying, I'm about to make a video, I'm going to make it, people can mirror it, we're going to get, the last one got millions of views, and we're going to take out the most desperate feminist on YouTube. He's admitting to using his channel to bully and harass me. They don't have a great track record on telling the truth.
I don't know. Does that read like a threat to take Kristi out to you? I'm quite prepared to admit that this isn't a very nice message, but it was just after Kristi was caught spreading sugar tits and my personal details all over the internet. I wasn't very happy with her. But on we go.
See, this is what I don't understand, Kristi. You try and get him defunded continuously. You've been reporting him for months and finally got him banned off Twitter. You doxed him. You tried to get MythCon shut down just because Sargon was attending. And you expect these people to be incredibly happy with you. You have such a double standard for yourself and them. It's shocking. Kristi, they have to wake up every day just with the notion that if they say want to go to a conference, want to sign to a new Patreon-style platform, that you are going to contact those people and lie about them and try and get them to lose money, thus affecting their actual life. These people have families, Kristi. And oh no, Bearing makes a joke about you in videos. Oh yeah, you are just the complete and utter victim in this frickin' scenario.
And then there's the fact that he was banned from Twitter and everything else. And so I gave this information to the Maker Support, saying, hey, you're promoting a person who actually openly discusses harassing people and uses his channel to harass people. And I'm not the only one. Right? He's also menaced Michael Rowlands with threats. And I'll put that stuff up on the screen because Michael gave me his permission.
Thank you for making my point, you stupid ideologue. Guess what? I have been around on YouTube for a while. This happened before I even started making videos, Kristi. What had happened is that Michael Rowlands had cut together 2 clips to make it look like Bearing had advocated for rape. And Bearing was saying, this is a dangerous precedent to be taking, Michael. If I actually do what you do, then see what's going to happen, mate. It wasn't a threat, Kristi. Michael Rowlands had just made it to look like Bearing advocated for rape, and after this, Michael Rowlands was gone for months. So I can't believe you used this as an example of Bearing harassing people. You ideologues are shocking. It's disgusting. Bearing's never made it look like you advocate for rape, Kristi. Do you not see why you and the social justice warriors are the harassers and the aggressors in this scenario?
He's also, someone else shared with me a conversation where he was also threatening to misrepresent them in public because he claimed he'd been misrepresented when he hadn't. So there is a pattern of abusive behavior here. There is a pattern of bullying and using his channel to threaten and menace people, let alone their dogs. I expected basically one of 2 things. I thought Maker Support would ignore me. That I thought was a very good possibility. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but having looked into the company after this, they actually have a guidelines link on their website, and that guidelines link says if you think that any of our creators are doing anything that's considered illegal in the United States, okay, that's a really broad swath of illegal activity.
So jovial about such a serious topic, Kristi. I thought he was harassing you. And, oh, what, because he might have broken some law in the United States. You have no idea if he has or not. Let's just report him anyway. Why not? He probably has, I guess. And do you actually think Bearing's done anything illegal? Because I honestly think you have. Because there is a pattern with your actions, Kristi. And you have slandered Sargon and Bearing repeatedly. If they had lost any money whatsoever, you'd be screwed. They could team up, show the pattern of your actions, such as contacting Maker Support for Bearing, trying to get him defunded, contacting MythCon, trying to get Sargon deplatformed. When that didn't work, contacting the group that hosted MythCon to try and get it completely shut down. You've been reporting Bearing for months on end, and plus, you did a video stating that for a year, you were trying to get Bearing to target you. And there's a lot of small issues as well. If they took it to a court of law, and if you actually cost them money, you'd be completely screwed. Because you can't admit that you've been trying to get people to target you. That's just ridiculous. It just completely blows all the holes in your argument. So you're so lucky that they are so freaking nice that they won't go down to your tactics, Kristi.
Because it literally would include all state laws. So what Maker Support could have done was sent me a message reply saying, hey, we actually have a process for this. It's not our Twitter account. Go ahead, and if you think there has been illegal activity, please tell us what illegal activity you think has been going on. And you know, that would have been perfectly reasonable. But that's not what Maker Support did. What Maker Support did was entirely ignore me and not acknowledge me at all, and then gave my information to Bearing.
So there can be many reasons for this. I hope that when Bearing signs up with, say, advertisement agencies or Patreon-style platforms, he is letting them know what Kristi Winters has done and what she's about, so that if she did something like this to try and defund him, then they will let him know. Say, look, that person that is harassing you that you told us about, she's once again doing it. Maybe they've just been following what's happened, Kristi, and understand what you do. You are the harasser in this situation. You are the one that is trying to get him defunded. You are the one that got him to target you for a year. Operation Shiny Object, Kristi, remember it? So, you can keep saying to the cows come home, Kristi, that Bearing is the harasser. That does not make it true.
Bearing took that information. He made a video lying about the interactions. Lying, saying that I had contacted them multiple times. I contacted them in multiple segments on a single day. I waited a week, and then I said, are you guys going to follow up on this? Why are you promoting this guy who harasses people? Message. Bearing said I'd contacted them multiple times. That's just a lie. Contacted them in multiple segments on a single day. I waited a week, and then I said, are you guys going to follow up on this?
That's right, folks. Kristi Winters is so incredibly stupid that she debunks herself in the very same sentence. Guess what, Kristi? Those two messages that you sent, plus the one that you sent them a week later, is contacting them multiple times. That is a factual statement. Plus the two emails that you sent across, that Bearing showed us, means that you contacting Go Maker Support multiple times is a completely 100% factual statement. I have no idea why you're trying to disprove this 100% factual statement. It just, I guess, shows how completely ideologically driven you are to destroy Bearing. But you can't even give him that. You can't even give him the fact that you did actually contact them multiple times. No, you have to lie about such a petty thing.
And I got the screenshots. So Bearing, if you want to show all the multiple times that I've been in contact, I dare you to. Come on, let's see the evidence. You never showed the evidence of Tim and Bearing Cat's conversation, because you lied then, and you're lying now. So I don't expect you to do it. I expect you to run away and hide, because you know you're a liar.
Okay. I know that challenge was for Bearing, but sure. Look on your screen right now, Kristi. See these 4 images? That's you contacting Go Maker Support multiple times, even if you disregard the emails. Your 2 blue messages, plus your statement saying you waited a week and contacted them again, is you contacting them multiple times. I don't know why you're doubling down on this. I can't believe you are so ideologically driven, you can't even give Bearing this. What is wrong with you, Kristi Winters? He is not a liar, he is not a coward. We can prove from the information we have that you contacted them multiple times. Why are you lying about this subject? It's such a stupid thing to lie about.
That being said, he also claimed that I was going after his income and his family. Another lie. You know why I contacted Maker Support, Patrick? It's because they're promoting your abusive content. You abuse people in your content, they get harassed, you hear complaints, and you refuse to do anything.
You are trying to get him defunded, Kristi. Let me play this out for you. You contacted Go Maker Support and said that Bearing is an abuser and they are promoting an abuser. If they actually admitted that he was an abuser, which he is not, then your next step would be, oh, well, why are you hosting an abuser on your site? She would make a massive stink about this, and they would obviously have to cut him from the platform, because they admitted he was an abuser. So, Kristi, you are 100% trying to get him defunded. And Baring is not an abuser. He is not the one that's contacting organizations that you are affiliated with and trying to get you fired, defunded, cut from your society. So, once again, you are completely lying. You can call him an abuser, you can call him a harasser, but that doesn't actually mean anything. You are not backing this up with anything. And I apologize that this video is so long, but I want to treat every one of her points with as much respect as the last, because I am sick and tired of this ideologue being a massive cry-bully. You can't do what you have done, Kristi, and then cry victim.
You know, if you actually stood up and you called out individual fans and you worked with us to stop this bullying, if you worked with us to say, who are the fans who are harassing you, who are the accounts, I will do something, I will spend the next 6 months just getting my fans to stop harassing people. And after that, we'll call it a truce.
You would have to be the dumbest human alive to do what Kristi Winters is asking. Kristi Winters and her gang have been trying to destroy Baring for a very long time, trying to get him defunded. They got him banned off Twitter. Why would you go to that group and believe them on anything? Baring is not a puppet master. He has no control over his fans. They are their own people. And you are blaming Baring for the actions of others, and you are not taking the blame for the actions of yourself, Kristi Winters. You are the harasser because you yourself have taken actions that would hurt Baring money-wise, it would hurt him reputation-wise, and yet you want him to actually come together with you and work. Are you freaking kidding me? I wouldn't trust you guys as far as I could throw you to actually give me 15 names of actual harassers. And it's not Baring's job to call out freaking anyone. So, you would honestly have to be so dumb, Baring, to go and do what she is just requesting.
That would be fine, but he doesn't do that. He takes no responsibility, and then he lies, and he makes things worse. And that's where the targeting comes, right? Because now Patrick's put up a video lying about what I said, lying about the content of my emails.
Yet you don't show any of these emails, and Baring actually showed screenshots, and I'm guessing you watched that video, Kristi, as it was 3 days ago. So I'm guessing you are the one that is lying, and he is the one that is telling the truth? Plus there's a pattern with you, Kristi Winters. You keep trying to get these people defunded. You can't even be truthful on what multiple means. So, I don't think I'm going to believe you on this one either, sorry.
And the emails, the content of my Twitter message, which was about asking Maker Support, why are you promoting a guy who's been banned off Twitter and you're promoting a banned account, basically. That was the content of it. Why are you promoting this abuser? But now I'm really interested. Now I'm curious. Because when I went to Maker Support to find out more information, they only have a Twitter handle and an email address. They claim they're based in the United States. They say they fall under the laws of the United States. And yet, they don't have any sort of registration information. There's no address. There's no way to contact them.
I'm guessing it's an online business. See, American law and Australian law, it's very different. So I'm not going to comment on this, but I don't think that Go Maker Support is, as she's trying to insinuate, acting illegally, as there are a lot of online businesses nowadays that could be run out of their house and they don't want to give their personal information. So they might be some illegally run organization, but I don't think so, Kristi. You look into it, you let me know.
And honestly, I am appalled at a business that would take someone who had reported a complaint of harassment and give that complaint to the person who they said was harassing them. Let's say that there's a situation where someone contacts them because they're a victim of revenge porn. Are they just going to hand over the direct complaint to the person who uploaded what the person alleged to have uploaded the revenge porn?
Yep, that's a comparable situation. Kristi, what I think happened is Baring just let them know, if not when he signed up, when they started promoting him, about you. So that if they were contacted by you, as you have contacted, say, the people that were hosting MythCon, then they would have information to know that what you were talking about is completely bull. You are the harasser in this situation. Baring is actually a victim, and I don't like saying that, but he is. He has to wake up every day knowing that if he signs up with someone new, Kristi Winters is going to try and get him defunded or deplatformed. It must actually really suck. Same with Sargon, because they have never once gone at Kristi's place of business. They have never tried to destroy her at her home, and she has repaid them by basically trying to ruin their lives.
And what kind of protections are these people offering those who come to them with complaints? And I think it's important. Everyone should know, maker support does not provide good customer support. What it does is it hands complaints over to the people that are potentially hurting or abusing or harassing you. I'm not done asking questions about maker support. I want to know what state they're based in, because I want to find out, like with the Commerce Department of that state, I want to file an official complaint. We have all the documentation. We've got Bering's video. We've got my letter. We've got him admitting to them giving him his letter. We should just, like whenever we make a video that's critical of Bering, that's Bering bait, because he's going to take it. And there were several of us who basically were willing to handle the harassment of Bering's fans. Sorry, I'll clear my throat. Ready to handle the harassment of Bering's fans because we were basically being human shields.
We have documentation as well, Kristi, such as the emails of you trying to get Bering defunded, you stating that you and your friends were leading a year-long operation called Operation Shining Object, in which you were purposefully getting Bering to target you so that other feminists would be okay or something like that. Plus, you can't even admit that you did contact them multiple times. So, if we took our documentation up against yours, you completely lose, because your entire case hinges on he is harassing you, and he's just not.
Despite it being harassment, and I want to check the laws in the state where this business is registered to see if they have violated any laws, or at least if they should be looked at in terms of a complaint reported for unethical business practices. And that's where we're going to wrap up, with more of Bering's lies, more of Bering's defamation, and this is clearly defamation. He knows the evidence said I didn't send multiple messages.
I can't believe you're doubling down on this once again. Kristi, look at my screen. Do you see these multiple messages? You yourself stated, Kristi Winters, you sent 2 messages, you waited a week, and you contacted them again. Plus the emails that Bering has showed us just prove without any shadow of a doubt you have contacted them multiple times. I don't know why you keep doubling down on this. You can't win this, Kristi. And yet this is like one of your strongest points. Oh, I didn't contact him multiple times. Bering's a liar. You debunked it in your own video, you muppet.
He knows from the evidence I didn't go after his family or his income. Bering got himself kicked off Twitter by breaking the rules.
And Kristi Winters started tweeting.
And he wants to victim blame. This is another point, by the way, I should just bring up. Jeff, also known as Docs Holiday. Well, Jeff Holiday has just put up a video in the last few days admitting he lied to his friends. He lied to a bunch of people about the fact that Jeff Holiday was on a secret private server collecting public information on Coach Red Pill. And then that information, not from Jeff, but it did end up online. That entry had contained information Bering himself had put up online, and no one else. For instance, the YouTube channel with his name on it, his LinkedIn page online. Jeff is claiming, basically, that if your information is out there in public, it's not a dox. Bering put up his own YouTube music channel. Bering put up his own LinkedIn information. Therefore, by Jeff's logic, what happened to Bering is not a dox.
Well, luckily the world doesn't work on Jeff's logic, as Jeff's logic led him to joining a private Discord server that's main goal was to completely destroy the alt-right at any means necessary. Basically what you're trying to do to Bering. And then he was just so incredibly condescending towards Sargon of Akkad, listening in as Sargon and Kraut had a private conversation, and then being so incredibly condescending, plus giving just terrible advice. But I'm not going to get into Jeff, because I actually quite liked Jeff. I've lost a ton of respect for him now.
And therefore, his entire campaign over this last year has been a big lie. And it's only been done to defame me, to play the victim, and to make himself money. That's what's going on here, an ongoing defamation campaign for Baring to make himself money and to play the victim when the fact is he is the one who stole the intellectual property from Total Drama Island.
Are you actually bringing up that non-issue, Kristi, of Baring not changing the top of the head in which he has apologized for that happened over a year ago? And you say he's leading a defamation campaign against you. You are slandering him and have been slandering Sargon for well over a year. If they teamed up and took you to court, you would honestly lose, Kristi. You have tried to hurt them monetarily. You have tried to ruin their reputation. You've tried to get Sargon disbarred from a conference and then tried to get the conference shut down. It's called a pattern. Your actions, not the actions of a couple of fans of Baring or Sargon. Your actions have been disgusting. A pattern of them, Kristi Winters, of trying to defund, deplatform, silence, ban, and yet you are apparently the victim.
And then he tried to blame Danny as a distraction. He's the one now who's lying. He's the one who got himself kicked off of Twitter and wants to find a victim. Baring is the cry bully. Baring is the one playing the victim card. Baring is the one who lies about people and defames people. Baring is the one who can't take responsibility for his own actions, and he won't take responsibility for the actions he encourages in his fans. And as long as he encourages that abusive behavior in his fans, I will continue to complain about the harassment I receive. If you want to stop this, Baring, you need to go on a 6-month active anti-bullying campaign with me. I will give you the names of your fans who bully me.
So to me, this is nothing else than pure blackmail. Kristi, you can say harassment till the cows come home. But you are stating that Baring must do this, or you are going to keep trying to deplatform him, get him defunded, banned, continue to lie about him. Because she says complain about harassment, but she has shown complaining about harassment is trying to get someone defunded, such as Go Maker Support, trying to get someone banned off a conference, such as MythCon, trying to get the conference shut down, such as MythCon. So you are now trying to blackmail him. And luckily, he doesn't need to do anything you say, as all Baring needs to do is every time he signs up with a new advertisement company, every time he does a new platform like Patreon, anything, just speak to someone there, have some information on Kristi Winters, and say, if she contacts you, you know I am not harassing her, which in fact, she is the one that is harassing me. That's all you need to do, Baring. You do not need to listen to the requests of a lunatic.
Michael Rowlands will give you the name of the fans, your fans who bully him. Tim will, Kevin will, Christiosity will. All of us, we can work together. We can identify the problem fans in your audience and get them to leave us alone. And then, you know what? Once they leave us alone because you've stopped targeting us and you've come out against bullying and you say, you want to make these comments, do it on my channel, but don't bother these people, then we could maybe bring this to an end.
Like I said when you first said this, only an absolute and utter moron would do what you just said. Your actions have tried to ruin Baring, and you want him to go on a campaign to stop the actions of a tiny amount of his followers that are sending me messages to you? Are you high, or...?
But Patrick, as long as you say, if I haven't made a video about you in the last 2 months, I'm not doing anything wrong, that's not enough. You need to take responsibility for the entirety of your content and the effect it has on other people. If your fans left me alone, I wouldn't be complaining, but they don't. It's been over a year.
Kristi, that's not just Baring's fans. It's your ideology. It's your arguments. That's why people have an issue with you. You are the type of person that, when they can't win in an argument, just tries to ruin the opponent. Okay? So it's not Baring's fault whatsoever. It's your own fault. You are a horrible, horrible human being. And people telling you that is people just looking at a person in reality and being like, holy shit, this person has no morals. This person is a complete disgusting ideologue. They have the absolute gall to claim that the person that they are targeting, trying to destroy, has to go on a 6-long campaign with them, the people that have been trying to freaking destroy them. You're insane, Kristi. I don't think many people are going to listen to this point because I've tried to cut this down, but I wanted to debunk all your arguments because this is just disgusting. You are such a vile person. I can't believe Bering and Sargon have to wake up every day and like, oh, well, am I going to lose some money today? Who's Kristi Winters contacted of mine? What, my family member? The person I hung out with at school 10 years ago?
That I've been harassed because of your lies. And if you think that I'm going to stop, oh no, this isn't stopping for you or for Maker Support. So, that's going to be your 2018 unless you come to the table, Patrick, and start to take ownership for your fans' behavior because you encourage it. That's going to be my last message to Bering, I believe, for the rest of this year. I'm off on vacation, you guys. So, thanks for your time and attention. I appreciate you listening all the way to the end of the video. I've been Kristi. You've been awesome. We'll see you again really soon. Bye-bye.
Bering is the absolute worst human being alive. He wants to drain the souls out of young children. He also most likely wants to eat babies. Anyway, I've been Kristi. You've been an absolute moron if you actually believe anything that I've said, and I'll catch you all in the new year. Yeah, Kristi, you're really taking this very seriously. It's a terrible ordeal that you are going through, obviously. You say 2018 is going to be a big year. I think so. Because what I'm going to do, Kristi, is Sargon's been saying that we all need to do a lot more research. So I'm going to research American law in terms of slander. It's a bit different than Australian law, that's okay. And then I'll be proving that what you have done constitutes slander. You don't just need to affect them monetarily to be convicted of slander, Kristi. So that's going to be my project for the next while, as well as my documentary, because this video is, as the title says, the epitome of a crybaby. Kristi Winters, her own actions against Bering, could have cost him monetarily, it could have cost him in terms of his reputation, and she is blaming him for the actions of other people, and then stating that if he doesn't go on a 6-month-long campaign, which I don't know what you want him to do, stop sending me messages to Kristi Winters, that's the entirety of what Bering can do. But what you can do to stop trying to ruin Bering's life and Sargon's life is just to stop trying to get them defunded. Stop trying to get them deplatformed. You have complete control over your actions. Bering has no control over the actions of others. The fact that you think he should go on a 6-month-long campaign of anything with you just shows you how absolutely ideologically blind you are. Kristi Winters, if you just believe one thing I say, I honestly, truly believe you are a disgusting, vile human being. A lot of people wouldn't say that, but the actions that you have done in this freaking video alone show that you just have no empathy for other people whatsoever that you disagree with. You will go to any lengths to destroy them, and then you will blame them for it. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below of what you think of this entire video of Kristi Winters' arguments against Bering, and how she thinks that he is like a puppet master that has control over other people. And also, come follow me over on Twitter. I'm nearing 500 people, and I don't want to tweet to myself, so yeah, come bug me over there. And finally, Bering and Sargon, I guess, I'm really sorry that you have someone so devoted to your destruction. I know a lot of this comes across as a joke, but if someone actually believes her, Bering and Sargon can potentially be out of a lot of money, or they can have other adverse effects happen to them because of just an ideological war from just a lunatic. Kristi Winters, you're a lunatic.